I'm at Kink Camp
I was gonna
in
say summer
Maryland.
camp.
Summer camp.
All
Hello,
right.
friends. I'm Kim Passable. I'm here with my friend Corey, the cowboy. And we are in Darlington, Maryland. We got really lucky. I was out here. He was in Jersey, headed towards D.C., so coming kind of right through on I-95. So we swung an hour to meet. We've never met each other in person before. And so we were just gonna, we discussed a talk. Well, we had some waffles at Waffle House. And now we were gonna discuss a topic real quick, just because what else do you do when you meet a friend from the internet who also has a YouTube channel, but make a video about a topic? And we were going to talk about like being open to experiences and the benefits of a nomadic lifestyle. Tell us about, when you started in your that lifestyle and what you think about it, I guess.
Well, basically, my family, we've been always been a little bit nomadic. Like my dad would work a job for a year or two, and something would happen, he'd be like, "Oh, fuck these motherfuckers," and we'd go on somewhere else. So, like, I was born in Indiana, or we lived in Kentucky for a while, then Indiana, then we moved to Alabama. And I've been all up and down Alabama when I was a kid. So I've always been kind of nomadic. I kind of grew accustomed to it real quickly because our family is kind of that way. So, but really, when going into adulthood, pretty much when I got through with college and whatnot, I'm inspector. So I've been to various different job sites, inspected geothermal power plants in California, refineries in Alabama, and now I've been all up in New York and Boston and Cape Cod and Rhode Island inspecting pipelines. So it kind of comes with the territory of my career. Plus, I've always been open to a sense of adventure. So.
And then he went all the way out to California. I thought, I'll never see him. I'll never meet this man. And I was like, but he's nice. He kept calling me. I thought that was so sweet that you would call me and ask how I was doing.
Well, you're a friend. So.
When things were going good with your channel, you would call so that I could congratulate you. It was really good.
Yeah.
And you didn't just like be like, ha ha ha, I'm doing better than you.
Oh,
but
never.
you never did. I was like, well, shit, I didn't really all I did was I just tried to like piggyback off of your good looks to increase my fame, and it didn't work, but you got something out of it at least. And then you said you were going to be in Jersey, and even I knew coming out to Maryland, I found out like last minute, and I didn't think like, oh, I'll drag Corey down here.
Yeah.
I'm at summer camp, and it's right
that
here.
one time in summer camp.
One time at band camp. I'm having a great time at camp, but in spite of all the great things that are going on at camp right now, there was no way I was going to miss a chance to get to meet Corey. He's my cowboy friend. And he's taller than I thought, ladies. And he looks good in a cowboy hat. He's got that rugged manliness. I approve this message. If I was not an old woman, I would make him go back to camp with me. He has to make his own decisions in life.
Yeah.
And he is enjoying his nomadic lifestyle. You are headed on an adventure of your own. Mm-hmm. And back on the topic of nomadic lifestyle, the reason we decided to talk about it is because it's relevant to my channel as well. Because I am finishing up my van build, and I am headed south or southwest to find someplace warm for the winter. And right now I'm at camp for a few more days, and then when I get back to Pittsburgh, I am going to pack that up and head out. So this is a really neat primer, although I didn't bring my van with me to camp because I got outvoted by the people who were coming with me. I forgive them because it was a lot cheaper to bring this little Econobox car that we brought. And either way, I had very little notice, and I could have said, like, well, no, I can't go. If I had to pay rent this month where I was at, if I was in a full-time job, I wouldn't be able to move around. Of course, now there's definitely benefits of being, more stable. In terms of like relationships are hard when you're moving around.
Yeah,
but
they are.
Other times you get really great opportunities to meet people that you would never otherwise encounter unless I I guess if I had money to just fly out to see you.
Yeah, it's interesting because this is for anybody out there who is debating on whether or not to travel and be nomadic. So I've done a lot of research one of my younger years, and that because I was very afraid of when getting older and being an old, regretful old man. That's like my biggest fear in life. So I did a little research, like what do people regret when they're older? And some of the top regrets you'll find when you do research on this is, number one, not traveling and seeing the world, doing things, being more spontaneous. Also, two, letting fear run your life. Doing things that you're not really wanting to do or not comfortable doing because it makes other people feel more comfortable. And dental health too, which I know is a little random, but a lot of older people regret not taking as good a care of their teeth in their younger years. So that one's probably going to hit me because I only go to a dentist every 2 years.
What does that have to do with traveling? Before you travel, see your dentist.
But I was just talking about the regrets.
Brush and floss.
But yeah, so I was just like, yeah, well, if I have an opportunity to travel a little bit, I'm going to do it. And now, this years later, I got this career that I have that I can travel and make money and do this and see a lot of interesting sights. So if you ever have an opportunity to travel a little bit, especially if you're young, man, go for it, do it. Don't be afraid.
And the first night that I was traveling, it was raining. There was a hurricane was blowing up from the south, and we were getting a lot of rain. And so I was riding in the rain, and my travel partner was really nauseous, and it was difficult. And then I got a parking ticket first thing in the morning, and then I had to drive up here from DC, and the hurricane was really coming through, and there was damaging winds, and just like the rain was just insane. And I really was starting to think that like I should give up. Like, this isn't meant to be. I should give up and turn around and go back. And sometimes, getting ready to travel, it has been a trial. It has been really hard. Yeah. And it really does take a lot of work and persistence and a
little know-how too.
A lot of know-how, yeah. And like I've had to ask friends for help and talk to a lot of people about my plans and get advice and stuff like that. But this last minute trip, being willing to do it, but then not just being willing, but being determined to really overcome like the obstacles that were in my way. I couldn't even get out of my car at the night that I showed up at camp because there was flooding. It was terrible. There was nowhere to go once you got out of the car because there was so much water and wind and everything. But then the next day the sun came out and people came out of their tents and cleaned things up, and it dried up, and I've had a phenomenal time. It has been so cool. And really good things have been going on, and I'm really glad. And if I had turned around, we might not have made a connection because timing might have just. So sometimes you just have to be determined and get through some hard times and be a little brave, because I was afraid. Like, I couldn't see 3 car lengths ahead of me. I'm just gonna keep going until I get there, and now I'm reaping a lot of rewards. So there's hard work with anything. Staying in one place is really hard, and traveling is really hard. But if you want to,
life can be really hard,
Absolutely. But if you want to do something, then do the hard parts, and because then you get the rewards. It's also the same with me with transition. It's the same with like school. School wasn't easy for you, was it?
No, it wasn't. And plus, my career feels awkward because it's like, even though I got a degree, you're still not certified to do anything. You have to get OJT hours, and it's a whole thing to get to the point where you can become an inspector. So.
Lots of trials, and you probably considered giving up a couple times.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Now, did you know when you were going to school that you were going to be doing so much traveling to find work?
No, I didn't. You don't necessarily have to travel for my career, but I've kind of chosen to do it because like it's a little bit more fun to do it that way. Plus, too, I'm a contractor, so I work for myself essentially. Tried the whole working for a company, it didn't really work out. Kind of just blew up my face. But in this truck, actually, I pulled a 6,000-pound travel trailer all the way to California. Was out there for like 4 or 5 months. It didn't work out, and now I'm here on the East Coast, you know, in New York, or well, right now I'm in Maryland. So, I mean, you just keep trying until you get it right, you know? I mean, you know.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out the first time, or the first location.
Or the first dozen times, but you gotta keep trying.
Don't leave the table before you've played all the cards in your hand.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what else can I do? And you don't really know what's going to happen. You can't see I can't see the future. I think I know what's going to happen. I can make a reasonable guess sometimes, but the only way to know is to try.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it all sucks, you know, do your best to recover.
Yeah, absolutely, you know.
Get a tow truck.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Take your ass to a repair specialist, if that's what happens.
Or if your AC goes, I just roll the windows down.
Yeah, or go see an AC repair person.
Yeah, I just prefer to roll the windows down because then you get the fresh air of life.
And go to a muffler repair shop. Corey.
Who needs a muffler? You know?
Driving all over the country with no muffler.
You get more torque that way.
More torque. Low end torque is, yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah, increases your gas mileage.
Yeah, about 1 or 2 gallons, or 1 or 2 miles to the gallon. Yeah.
No, it does it really?
Yeah,
you
but
think?
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Touring the world. If only there was I would love to see like Europe and stuff like that. One of these days, I'm find me someone to take me traveling.
Yeah, get you like a sugar daddy or something.
If that's what it takes. Sugar mama.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. Let's consider all our options.
Is that what you say to her?
I think it will be.
Oh, yeah?
Try and remember to say that when I get back to camp.
But yeah, back to the topic at hand, though. Yeah, just it's all about don't be afraid. You know, take that first step. Go out there and do it. Travel when you get the opportunity to. If you want to travel, do it. You know what I mean? Like, because you know, as they say, it's an old worn out saying. So worn out saying for a reason. You know, you only have one life to live, right? So yeah, just do it, and don't be afraid of failure. Like hell, I've failed quite a few times in my traveling escapades and whatnot.
Not you.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. If the going gets tough, the tough get going, right? Kind of like with your situation, you're driving through all you thought about. Maybe I should just turn around and go back home, but then you kept going through it. And now here you are, having a ball, having a blast. You know.
I am getting some stories out of this trip. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
And I earned it. I worked hard for it. I paid my dues, and yeah, I'm loving it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Anything else you want to add?
I think that's good enough. So, once again, check out their channel. There'll be a link in the description. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Peace.